Welcome back. We are talking with author and entrepreneur Cordea Reid. Her new book is entitled Courage and Perseverance. This Connecticut woman shares her story and the pain of an abusive relationship and how she's found purpose and is helping other abused women move on with their lives. We talked a bit, Cordea, about the second boyfriend and the second child, and the abuse happened there. And there was physical stuff going on and emotional and financial where he sort of using you for your money and all kinds of things. He decided to leave. But then he also decided to try to reconcile. Even with all that, why did you try to still go back and make it work?
I don't know. Again, everything goes back to love.
Right.
I didn't know what love is from the first relationship. Never really have a baby daddy beside me with my kids. So I'm like, okay, already in a relationship. Let's see how this works.
Right. So you wanted to really make it work.
I wouldn't say young and stupid, but I was young and in love.
Right.
And just feel like if I try to work it out, maybe things will change before I just walk away. And it took 3-4 years after that before I decided to walk away.
Right. And again, you were in Jamaica
Enough
first.
was enough.
And then
yeah.
Came to America, came to New York. And that's where the second abuse, that's where the abuse started in New York.
Correct.
Then you came to Connecticut, went back to New York, tried to repair things, and then said enough's enough.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So so again, I want to get back into where your head is as you're trying to figure out life. You thought you're in love, right? And now you have a child and who you got to care for. So what are your thoughts at that particular time?
I was confused, hurt, hurt. How could you love someone and they use it like that? And then now I'm bringing a second child. And when I got pregnant, his response was, I should have an abortion. And I'm like, if I didn't have an abortion with my first child, I'm not going to do it with my second child. No, God made a way, so he's going to help me with my second child. So I decided if I'm going to have an abortion to be with you, I'm going to choose my child over you.
Did the abuse start before the child was born or
Yes.
after he learned the child was
Before
pregnant?
the child was
okay,
born,
so there were already
yeah.
things going on there
Yes.
that were red flags for you.
Yes.
That concerned you.
Yes.
But you wanted to make it work because you're in love and you want to really make this thing work.
Correct.
All right, but you decided to go ahead and sever, and it took a while, but then you met another guy, right?
Yeah.
This was the real deal, though, right? So tell us
Yes.
what happened. How many years passed the abuse?
The first one?
Yeah.
It was
and before we get there, how did you begin to heal? Because you still were kind of working things out. So what were some things you were trying to do to heal so that you were open to another relationship?
First, I believe in myself. And I believe in myself in a way that I deserve happiness. I deserve true love. And there got to be somebody out there to love me for who I am and not for what I can give to them.
Right. So you believe that in your heart.
Yes.
Were you hoping for that?
I hope for it, and I also believe in it.
Right. That you deserve better.
I deserve better. I deserve better. And then the next thing I did was, like sit down, kind of view your life where you want it to be, how you're going to work things out. And I tell myself I'm not going to get into another relationship unless it's going to be my husband. If a guy come along, if he's willing to wait, then he's the man. If he's not willing to wait, then he could keep going.
So you're more selective. You started to know what you were looking for in a guy, right? The maturation process of what you wanted to make your life whole, right? So you're going through that, and then boom, you see this guy. Tell folks what happened when you met
my husband?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for my husband. I was laid off in 2006 from my third job after moving here from New York. And I was going through, I had bought a condo in East Hartford, and I was going through the building, and this guy just came up from behind me, and I've never seen anyone come through that door before. I was like, wait, hold on. So I just take my phone out and start make a phone call, because it was like after 10.
You thought it was a security
Yeah. It was after 10 in the night, and I took my phone out because I was going to the corner store to buy back in the days we used phone cards to call back home.
Yes.
So I was going to get a phone card. And then I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen anyone come through that door. So I went around trying to distract him. I went outside, go to the store, and come through from the mailbox. And by the time I get to the mailbox, he was there. And then I started worrying, now is this guy, following me? And I got my mail, going up the stairs. He was like, hey. I was like, hi. He was like, what's your name? I said, why? I was like, why you want to know my name? He was like, because you're pretty. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I started walking. He was like, so can I get your number? I'm like, I don't even know you to give you my number,
You trying to make a play.
Yeah. And
so anyways, this was in, catch me about 3 minutes left. So get it to the chase where you say, wait a second, this guy has something here. What made you think that he was the guy of your dream, not just a player?
Yeah, we started talking, we exchanged numbers, and from that moment, you tell me I'm gonna be his wife, I'm like, 1, you're crazy. 2, you're younger than me. 3, I got 2 boys.
Right.
What 20-year-old or 22 is gonna take care of a woman with 2 kids?
It didn't scare him off? A woman
No,
with
it
2
didn't
kids?
scare him off.
Wow.
No, it did not.
you knew
So I
that
said, he's the one.
Yeah.
He's the one I've been
So
praying for.
you got married in
yeah.
what year did you get married finally?
We got married in 2007,
And they
so
have
we got married a year after we met.
Right, and then you have a new family now, right? I think
Yes.
we had some pictures of that. So,
Yes.
so now you've taken your life, your journey, and you want to help other people who've gone through similar experiences of abuse and relationship, and you have a platform now where you're trying to get them. You wrote this book,
Yes.
right? Perseverance and Courage, or Courage and Perseverance.
Courage and Perseverance, yes.
What made you decide to write the book?
I had a lot of friends, and through my story, I found that I was helping them by sharing my pain. Like, a lot of times, African Americans, when we go through abuse, we don't share that because we're shameful of it. We're scared that people's gonna judge us. So I had friends, they were going through their own stuff, and they confide in me, and I'll tell them some of what I've been through, what I did to get out of it, and that even helped some of them financially to get out of it. And they were like, why don't you write a book? I said, I don't want everyone in my business. It was like, no, you help us, so your story can help other people. So I thought about it, and then I had a conversation with my husband. He said, this is what you want to do, I'll support you. So I said, okay, I'll write the book, but I won't put everything in the book. So I did, I write the book, so now.
Now, what was that like experience for you? Because you had to reveal all your journey, and I'm sure, what was that like for you to have to relive that?
I cried sometimes writing the story because even though something is not in the book, I remember some things and it bring back the pain, the hurt. So when I reach that path, I have to stop and like give myself some break in between so before I go back to it.
So how healing was that for you, writing the book? What did it do? How did it help to
It was very therapeutic for me, but I'm still healing. I'm not fully healed 100%. So now when I share my story to other women, it also helped me to heal. And then I could be my true authentic self telling my story to someone and also help them. Yes.
So how did you decide, I think we have 30 seconds left, we're gonna, how did you decide that writing, because really we understand your platform is you want other women to write their own book, write their own stories, right? So it worked for you. What made you decide or think that writing was the great way to relieve pain? Who turned you on to that? What made you write?
No one made me write. I've always wanted to write a book, but I was scared, and it wasn't going to be about my journey. I just wanted to write something because I do my journaling every day.
You journal every day?
Yeah, I journal every day. And so I wanted something out there. But when the story came out, I was still shocked for myself to even write that story. So writing, and for what I'm doing now with other women, if their story could help one woman, then I've done my job.
So the story is not just by writing, and you're not just helping the woman who's writing it. You're saying when they write it, it's good for them, and then sharing with other people.
Exactly.
So you're helping yourself and others.
Exactly.
Right. So that became sort of a night. You know, Wally Lamb, the great author, he was in the prisons, in New York prison, working with women, and you had a writing class where you'd have the young women write their stories, like what you're doing.
Okay.
And they found also very therapeutic. In fact, some very powerful stories. They made it into a book, and all the stories of how they got there and whatever. So that was interesting that you had sort of the same idea on that. So now that's your whole platform, getting people to come in, be confident with their story, be comfortable sharing their story, and you go out now with seminars to talk to other folks about how they can do that. That's where you are now.
Yes, I do speaking engagements to inspire and motivate people, and let them know that you're not the only one that go through something. Yes, you're shameful of it. Is your pride may be down. You might not have confidence, or it may be a self-esteem thing. But don't be ashamed of that, because if you share your story, you can help someone else. You could save a life.
Right.
You could save a life by sharing your story.
Now, you mentioned you're still healing. Do you think you ever really heal from an abusive relationship? Do you just put it in a place, or can you really heal from it? Or is it always just part of who you are and you just try to move on with it?
I'm still trying to move on from it. In the beginning of my marriage, I'm not used to someone raising their voice. So if my husband's voice goes up a little bit, it kind of in the beginning, I'd be like,
triggers, a little trigger for you.
A little triggers. So it took me a while to really have a conversation with him about what I've been through. So now that he knows what I've been through, then certain things he won't do, or he try not to do, like that way, so it doesn't trigger.
He knows you.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a break and then come back with some of your thoughts on what other people who are going through bad situations or have been through it, what they can do, how they'll heal. We'll outline those steps. So folks, stick around. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with author and entrepreneur Cordea Reid. Her new book is titled Courage and Perseverance. She shares her story and the pain of an abusive relationship and how she has found purpose and peace in helping other abused women live their lives. Next, we'll talk about how you too can move on. Stick around. You're watching Real People with Stan Simpson.